Hello everyone, Retro70 Gaming here bringing another episode of Raw Results for January 30th, 2016. If you like, please leave one and subscribe. But yeah, to get into this week's episode of Raw, we started out with me burping, excuse me. But we started out with Kevin Owens and Y2J coming out, and Y2J brags about his time in the Rumble, so his not his time in this Rumble, but his combined time in all of his Rumbles came out to like 4 hours and something, which is pretty impressive for a career. Then Braun comes out and Strowman wants a title match from KO, and he gets one because KO promised him. And Strowman has proof. He shows Kevin Owens. Foley says, or KO says, that's Photoshop, that's not me. Then Foley comes out, and then Foley gives Strowman the title shot. But then Y2J is like, no, that's CGI, that wasn't him. And then it ends with Strowman getting his title shot. So that took place mid-match. Or midnight. Like in the middle of the night, not like midnight. But yeah. Then after that, we move into the first match of the night, which was Chris Jericho taking on Sami Zayn. Winner of the match was Sami Zayn. It was a really good match to start out Raw. Really hope they push Sami Zayn this year. Maybe to the top. Maybe have him win a title or two. Mid-card. Maybe one mid-card U.S. title run, and then at the start of next year, I think he's a great contender to win the Royal Rumble, depending on everything in the business, because if he's up there and no big names are either moving from NXT or coming from New Japan, hope to God Kenny Omega comes next year, or, there's just not a dominant number, or we have another injury thing. We have, like, another injury fest, like a couple years ago. Then, Sami Zayn should win that. But other than that, he shouldn't. But if he's the only one around and they don't have much talent, Sami Zayn's... they should pull the trigger on him, let him win the Rumble, then let him main event WrestleMania, and face who's ever champion at that time. But yeah, winner of that match was Zayn. Then after that, we go into the back and see Cesaro fighting. Bayley interrupts and says, oh, we need to fix this group hug. Then Charlotte and the club interrupt and calls them nerds. And blah, blah, blah. Then after that, Seth Rollins and Triple H, or as I'm going to call them, Trips, they just put up a promo package promoting their rivalry and match at WrestleMania. Then after that, we have a Steph and KO segment. They're just, KO's trying to get out of his title match, blah, blah, blah. Kevin Owens does want to defend the title. Then, after that, we move into the second match of the night, where we had Rip-Off Neville taking on Mustafa Ali. I really like Mustafa Ali. Tony Nese, in my opinion, is a charisma vacuum, and none... So, he has, no charisma at all. He's sucked dry of charisma. That's how bad he is. He bores me every time I see him on TV. Drew Gulak does nothing. And the entire division, besides Neville, Mustafa, Gallagher, Cedric, and Tozawa, don't bore me. And, oh my god, Austin Aries, hurry up with that healing. Come on. We need you on the show to save the show. But yeah, the Cruiserweight just bored me, but I sat through the match for you guys, and the winner of the match was Rip-Off Neville. Rip-Off Neville. Then a post-match interview with Austin Aries, or Austin Aries gave Tony Nese the post-match interview, and he says, "Oh well, Aries said in the interview, with you as interesting, uh, or wait, and people say an interview with you, Tony Nese, is as interesting as an interview with the wall." I think that's what he said, but he said something like really funny, and then Tony Nese just walked off. It's like, okay, that's good. I can't wait until Austin Aries comes into the division, but I can't wait, and then I also don't want him on the division because of its just horrible, um, not design, but like just horrible, I'm gonna call it horrible packaging, because in the CWC, all those matches were great. They let them do what they had to. But now, I don't know who, they're just not letting them do that. Why not? Let them do it. You let Shane jump off of scaffolding and Hardy's jump off of rooftops, and, you know, you let them do that, but then you don't let these guys do what they're known for and what they train for and what could improve the division a whole bunch. But I mean, like, just let them do that. It'll get better, and once Austin Aries comes around, it'll get way better. But yeah, after that, we had the Rollins and Steph face off. You know, them just talking about, oh well, what are you gonna do if I do this and yada yada. And then there's this funny moment, excuse me, where Steph says, oh, she comes down to the ring and she's like, oh well, I'm going to disappoint you on multiple levels. And then Seth's like, just like you do every night with Triple H. And then everybody's like, oh shit. And then Steph says the reason he's afraid of what, or, well, the reason Triple H is afraid is not because he's afraid of Seth, it's because he's afraid of what he's going to do to Seth. Then, Seth called Triple H a scared dude, and just call him a scared bitch. I mean, you're able to use bitch on TV. And then, Steph calls Seth Rollins disgusting, and Steph says Seth's going to create his own demise, not us. And Seth threatens Steph's family. He's like, oh, well, what will happen if I come to your house and one of your children open the door? And it's like, whoa, Seth, that's a little too far, and that's heelish. Really, I mean, that is heelish. I mean, you don't see faces going around so like, oh, I'm gonna beat up your family. It's like, oh, okay, well, you're gonna beat up a little girl? Okay. Just saying. Then, Steph, in the end, is like, you know what, H is on his way right now. And, yeah. Then after that, we had the third match of the night, which was the 6-man mixed tag match between Cesaro and Bayley taking on the Club and Charlotte. Winner of this was Bayley and Cesaro. Pretty meh match. I mean, I didn't really pay attention to it, I don't think, but yeah. Then, after this, we had a Steph and Mick segment about Mick scheduling KO's title shot. Steph said H will be there, and then I think Foley made like, oh, well, hopefully no one will accidentally hit his music again, and then Steph almost fucking slapped him. I'm like, holy shit, don't slap him. He's got enough problems. Then after that, we had the coronation of King Neville. I love Neville. And then Swan interrupts, and I'm bored of Rich Swan. I mean, he's tried to improve it in the last 2 weeks, but now I'm just fed up with him, and I'm so happy he is not the champion anymore. Ah, so good. But yeah, Swan interrupts, and then that just ends up in a brawl between Neville and Swan. Then, after that, we had a Sasha and Bailey segment. And Bailey's like, oh, I know you want to get revenge, but you should wait a little while until your knee's fully healed. And then Sasha says, oh, she's not okay with coming up short like some people, pointing at Bailey. Which, ooh, they're going to start a feud between them and then set up the Fatal 4-Way for Mania. Then, after that, we had a Y2J and KO segment about like, oh, well, you know, this is unfair that they're scheduling the match, and then Y2J's like, you weren't out there with me for my match tonight, and it's setting up the demise between Jericho, which I really like, and I think they're gonna have a fantastic Universal title match at Mania. Or wait, no, never mind, they won't have a Universal title match because Brock's gonna take on the title, woohoo! I mean, they're going to have a fantastic match at Mania, with or without the title. But the title does add a bigger factor. And I don't like the way they're going with, this whole thing between Brock and Goldberg. I don't mind Goldberg. Goldberg's great. What I mind is Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, I don't think I've told you guys about this before, but if I had, I'm just gonna do it again, but if I haven't, then here you go. I'm just tired of what Brock Lesnar has turned into, and that is just, he's in it for the money. And he just comes back and does the same old shit each and every time he comes back. Oh, suplex a couple people, F5 a couple people, yada yada yada, and then he gets to take home the title and never show up on TV. Hopefully, if he takes home the Universal title, he'll be able to show up on TV because he's not going to be doing UFC very soon because he's banned from it for a year. But I'm just saying, don't like Goldberg, or don't like Brock. I don't know why I said Goldberg. I don't like Brock. But yeah. Then, after, oh shit. Then, after that, we had, we had Strowman take out Jericho instantly as he came out for the title match, and he put Jericho through that table really hard. I mean, Jesus. Like, I thought one of the commentators was gonna get knocked down, but no. Yeah, but Strowman takes out Jericho just at the beginning, so he doesn't interrupt, and then we move into the fourth match of the night, the Universal title match between Kevin Owens and Strowman. It was a good match for the length that it went, but then it gets stopped by Roman Reigns. And, this is going to be the Fastlane match, Strowman versus Reigns. And I don't really care, but I mean, I'll watch it and tell you guys the winner for it. And then, yeah, but Reigns interrupts, KO wins, Strowman's pissed, of course. I mean, who wouldn't be? And then then after that, we had the fifth match of the night, which was Sasha Banks versus Nia. Winner of the match was Banks by DQ. Nia just wouldn't quit beating her up or, not following the rules. So, the winner of the match was Sasha Banks. And after that, we go to commercial, come back. Bayley's helping Sasha to the back. Then, after that, we have Lana cutting a handsome Rusev promo. And it's pretty good. I like this angle of Rusev that they're doing so far. And then after that, that moves into the Tornado Tag Team match between Rusev, Jinder, taking on Enzo and Cass. Pretty much a brawl, nothing big. But, Enzo said Jinder looks like a roadmap. I'm like, oh, because of his working out? No, because of the steroids. Because there's no way you just get like that for some odd reason. But yeah, I think Jinder is gonna have a very, very long suspension if people don't find out about it instantly. But yeah. Yeah, but then after that, the winners of the match was Enzo and Cass. Then after that, uh, we had H arriving, in his limo. He's walking, and then the game comes out. Triple H talks about Rollins' past with him. He's like, H is getting unbuttoned. He's taking off all his clothes. Rollins comes out, and he could not walk to the ring at a more obvious or at a more slower pace, and he could not walk to the ring. I feel he should have ran to the ring because then people wouldn't have known that a thing was going to happen. Because Rollins, if he sees someone, I think he would run. If you see someone you hate and you want to fight him, I'm not going to walk to that person. I'm going to run. But I could tell something was going to happen just by the pace of his walk. But I could also tell what was going to happen because I got it spoiled for me on Facebook or not Facebook, Instagram. I shouldn't check Raw or I shouldn't check Instagram because, man, that pissed me off. I mean, I knew that he was coming, but, I just wanted to be surprised. But, I feel Rollins should have just ran to the ring and then Samoa Joe take him out. Samoa Joe's on Raw, so he's not going to be on SmackDown, which, I mean, I kind of saw coming because Vince doesn't want TNA talent with TNA talent. He wants to split them up. But, yeah. But, Joe took him out and just basically brutalized Rollins and put him in a Cohita clutch and then made him pass out, and there you go. But, I mean, it was a really good episode of Raw. I wasn't bored. I enjoyed the Samoa Joe attack and debut. Just wish I didn't have it spoiled with me. But, whatever. And also, where's Rollins' new music? Because I heard he was gonna get new music. Is he gonna, go into injury then come back, or what? Because I thought he was gonna debut it at the Rumble, but then that thing happened. And then I thought he was going to debut tonight, but he didn't, so who knows. But, yeah, really good episode of Raw. Yeah, that's going to be it for another episode of Raw Results for this week. If you did and you want to see more, please subscribe. That link is down below. Also, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And if you want to see the rest of the series, please click the link down below or the annotation on the screen at the end of the video. And as always, have a nice day. Oh, excuse me, and I'll see you all in the next one.